Hello and welcome back to this week's video. This week's video is going to be slightly different from my last few. I'm going to talk about the books that I've been buying recently. So welcome back if you've not been here before. My name is Tracy Mayhew. I am a writer from the UK and I write contemporary romances and YA fantasy fiction. I'm also a booktuber and I love to talk about books, and this is the place that I do it. So here we go. Without further ado, I am going to talk about some of the books that I have managed to buy over the last week. I think most of these books were bought last week. And I've been itching to make this video, so I am very excited. So the first book that I bought was a book called Conquest, and this is a novel set in the year of the Battle of Hastings, 1066, which has always been like a really fascinating time in history for me, and to find a book that is actually set in that time, I am extremely excited to read it. There's a series coming out on, I think it's BBC, later this year, called King and Conqueror, and it stars James Norton, and it just is brilliant. It's all about William the Conqueror coming, and it's all about the Battle of Hastings, so I'm hoping to read this before that comes to the TV later this year. I'm not sure when. I'm hoping October, because that was when the Battle of Hastings took place. It's really annoying. I got this from a charity shop and the price tag was, well, I don't think that was the price tag actually, but I tried to get that off and it is stuck fast. So I've got some sticky stuff remover that I'm hoping to get that on there, so and hopefully remove that, because I hate it when that happens in books. But I got this from a charity shop and it was like 25p. Bargain. I was just like, well, I snapped that up without even thinking twice about it. So my next book, let's just put that down there. My next book is the second in the Robin Young Brethren series. I've got the first book, Brethren, and I have to say I haven't read it. It's a monster of a book. It's not a book that I can take to school with me when I go to work to read at lunchtimes and things like that, because that's just too heavy. So I might be reading that in the summer this year, because now I've got book 2. I'm very excited to start reading that. It's another historical fiction. This cost me 50p from a charity shop. So yeah, and this is all about Templar Knights, this series. So that looks like a really good series to get into. And I listened to Robin Young's podcast on the Rock, Paper, Swords podcast series a few weeks ago, and she was a really interesting author to listen to. So if you've not heard of her, if you're interested in historical fiction, I'd suggest heading over to the Rock, Paper, Swords podcast on Spotify and checking that one out, because that was really interesting. And the next 3 books that I got were part of a contemporary romance series, and I got it because I've been watching quite a lot about this author on Instagram. A lot of her stuff's popping up on my feed, because later this year, on the 28th of June, I think, I'm going to the Meet Cute Fest, it started last year. That was its sort of like first year, and I really enjoyed it. And it was where lots of contemporary romance authors get together. There's loads of panels throughout the day, interesting talks and stuff like that, and this year it's going to be even bigger than it was last year, so I'm really excited. And this author, Jennifer Page, I think she's going to be there, so I'm hoping to take some of these books and get them signed, so you never know. So the first one in the series is The Little Board Game Cafe, and it just sounds so cute and so perfect. Like, my books are cute and cozy, and this is the type of book that inspired my romance series. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So The Little Board Game Cafe is the start of the series, and then I think it's Love Letters on Hazel Lane, a second in the series. Again, another cute, meet cute kind of book set around board games, which sounds quite nice. And then we've got Second Chances at the Board Game Cafe. And again, it just speaks to me on so many levels. I find those sort of books really inspiring to read. They're great palate cleansers as well for when, you've read the historical fictions, you've read fantasy books, you need something a little bit more light-hearted. Those sort of books are definitely the ones I turn to. Just like with my writing, if I'm been heavily into fantasy, writing a lot of fantasy, I like to change things up a little bit by doing some romance at the same time. And also there is a Christmas book, woohoo, in that series. The 4th book in this series is a Christmas book, and I think it's called Christmas at the Board Game Cafe. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that one, but I'm hoping. I got these in the works. It was like 3 for £7.50 or something. But I'm hoping the Christmas one will come later this year. So from September, September, October time, the works usually start getting in some Christmas books, and I start looking for those. So I'm hoping I might be able to do a Christmas book haul later this year, and that book will definitely be on my reading list. So that's it really. I just wanted to show you the books that I've been buying. What books have you been buying? Adding to your TBR, the ever-growing TBR. I don't know how I'm going to get the chance to read all of the books that I need to read, because there's just too many books. Too many books, too many good authors out there that you need to explore, and there's just not enough time. But isn't that a good problem to have though? I think so. So that's it for this video. It was short and sweet, but hopefully if you're into contemporary romances or historical fiction, I've given you a few books to maybe go out and have a look for. If not, let me know what you're reading, and maybe you can introduce me to a new genre. I'm always on the lookout for a new genre. I will see you next week with a brand new video. See you later. Bye.